We're all in by 6:30. That's amazing. Thank you to everyone at the back who welcomed everybody in on the door. Okay, so my name is Zoe Allen, if you don't know me. I'm a Regional Vice President with Arbonne, and tonight we are celebrating my car presentation. It's a weird thing, your own speech. So I've got if for my team in the room, I am known for overrunning, and you'll be pleased to know that I've got quite a strict time to stick to, and the people on the front are here ready to kick me off on time, so I won't overrun. I'm not allowed, unfortunately. Anyway, so thank you everybody for being here this evening, and thank you to everyone that's pulled together to make this happen. It's just, I had about 11 people in and out of my house yesterday, baking, wrapping, packing goodie bags, strangers I never met before. The door was just constantly going with people wandering in and out, preparing for today. So thank you to that big team. I don't dare mention the names because I'll forget somebody, I know. You know who you are. Okay, right, so I read a really funny Facebook post last night that said, yes, I got a company car too, a Jaguar. So what? You know, the world's gone mad. And I suppose, actually, you know, it does seem a bit strange. We've got a car and we're having like 300 people gathering to celebrate it. It is a bit weird, isn't it? People get cars all the time. But it's what, you know, we've done as a team to actually, the car just marks a milestone on a journey. It's just a marker, really. And we've got quite an invisible business, and it makes it visible and it makes it real. So you'll hear a little bit tonight as to how we achieved that car and why it's important. So I thought what I would share with you is what I feel are the keys to success and have been my keys to success along my journey and our team's journey as to why we've got to this point. So I was going to do 5 keys to success, but I've gone to 7 because I always have to have extra. So number 1, I think dream big and have a big vision. So for me, I feel like my vision really began when I was about 16 years old. I met one of my first mentors, and some of you in the room know who that is, and that was a person called Richard Honeysett. It might surprise the ones that know him. And he's the first person that I met that was quite wealthy, and he had financial freedom and time freedom, and just opened my mind to the possibilities. And I've just always desired that ever since then. I thought, I want that. And so I've always, everything I've done, I've always worked towards it. And Arbonne has given me the vehicle to do that. Then number 2 is then self-belief. You have to believe in yourself to know that it's possible to create that. And that's where personal development comes in. So over the last 10 years, I've spent more money and more time on personal development than anything else. I will travel halfway around the world to do personal development if I feel it's going to grow my confidence and help me become a better person in some way. I'm still not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. Got a long way to go, but it's always constantly improving. I've come a long way to the person I was 10 years ago. So number 3 is a hard work ethic. And I think I get my hard work ethic from those that know them, my mum and dad, who work 24/7, 7 days a week. So my parents are always working, and we probably work a bit too hard, but putting in the work and has really paid off. And then number 4 is not being scared of failure. So my first job, I went off to university and trained as a podiatrist, or a foot doctor, and I went to my first job in Southampton, and I had a mentor there called Steve, and I was trained to do sports podiatry and put orthotics or insoles into people's shoes. And you know, it was a stretch out of my comfort zone, and he used to say to me, look, what's the worst that could happen? You could make somebody's foot pain worse, but you're not going to kill them. So just give it a go and see what works. And so that's what I did, and that's how I applied to my Arbonne business as well. It's like, okay, just don't be scared of failure. Just try something. If it works, then keep going with it. If it doesn't, then try something new. And then number 5, being authentic. Being authentic is really high on my values. I'm very honest. And I think, you know, business is built on trust. And you build a team who are drawn to you because they trust you. And so, you know, I'm very authentic, too authentic sometimes. So I think that is really important as a trait to have in Arbonne. And then number 6, I think they say in network marketing, the best storyteller wins. And it's all about, we share stories about our life and our journey in the business, about Arbonne and where we've come from, our heritage, the products and how we use them, and the business and how it's changed our lives. So we become really good storytellers. And, you know, to me, if you know my dad, he's the best storyteller that I know. Ask him to tell your story after a few pints later, and he will. And that's probably where I get my storytelling abilities from. So I have to add, I tell my stories in a very truthful, authentic way. So unlike my dad, he'll stretch the truth a little bit. So, and then the last one, number 7, is then, so we have all these traits on ourselves, and we've then got to surround ourselves with others who are like us or want the same as us. So in this business, to get to this level, it's not about us, it's about duplicating our efforts and building a team. And so it's attracting people to us that are like us, that have the same desires, the same wants and needs, and then working with them. And I say to people, it's not your confidence, because I know I had no confidence, and confidence we can teach you, we can train you. John's looking at me. I'm scared. He's not giving me the skip sign yet. Right. So yeah, confidence we can build, but desire, I think desire is something that's built within, and somebody either has it or they don't. If somebody has that burning desire to want more, to do more, and actually I think sometimes it is in all of us. It's just whether you're willing to actually go with it and grow and actually reach for your desires and your goals and your dreams. We tend to kind of bury them. So that's my 7 tips to how I feel like we've got to this point in the business. I think I've done it. There we go. I've done it short and sweet. That's me. I'll hand over to Fiona. So I'm going to hand over to the lovely Fiona McCarthy, who's an Executive Regional Vice President in Arbonne, and who is my sponsor, who introduced me to this business.
Thank you. You know, everything that Zoe shared with us here today is so true. You know, those 7 points have got her here and her team. Belief, trust, having that no matter what, that desire. Because like Zoe has said, this business is pretty invisible. It's an invisible profit system. And so sometimes that's difficult for people to see the vision. But our job is to create the vision for people, to show them what's possible. You know, the word impossible doesn't exist. I'm possible. And that's what we're all here for. So I'd like to welcome all the guests in the room. Thank you for coming and sharing Zoe's special day with her. All the consultants in the room as well. We have got sidelines. We've got some Claire, Shora, she, and some other agent in the room. And so it's great to have you all here. Zoe's team, her family, you know, we welcome you here, and have a lovely, lovely time. And enjoy this moment, because this has been years and years for Zoe of building her confidence, like she said, and taking her from the person she was to the person she is today. And we're all here right now celebrating. And success, you know, this is part of the journey. This isn't the end for Zoe. She's going all the way to the top, Executive National Vice President. So this is a massive part of her journey. And success is not just, you know, an end result. In fact, to get there, you know, we don't know how we're going to get there. And a lot of us knew in Arbonne here, we don't know, we just know we're going to get there. So failing is part of the process of success. You're seeing the end result, but actually, what's going on behind the closed doors? What books are you reading when you really don't want to get up half an hour early in the morning to do that personal development? You know, when people really maybe can't afford to go to Vegas, and they make that happen, you know, children having to juggle rows of balls in the air. You know, that's the journey. So you're not failing. You fail is part of the process of actually success. You're failing forward. You don't know how you're going to get there. You just know you're going to get there. And you're only a failure when you quit. And we don't quit in Arbonne, okay? Because this is what can happen, you know, and it's going to keep happening to all of you in this room. So once again, have a lovely time. I'm going to pass back to Zoe, and she's going to introduce the next part of the evening.
I just thought one more thing I'd like to do, of course, because I have to. Would everybody who is in my team, in my downline, stand up, please? All at the back, all the hands up. Okay, amazing. And we've got about 50-50 on guests here as well tonight, which is amazing. And then if you stay standing if I personally sponsored you in the business. Oh, you do. Oh, Alison, I'm stolen yours. Sorry. So if I personally sponsored you into the business, can you stay standing? Apart from the people at the back, can't they stay on the floor? I'm just gone down. Brilliant. So it's just a way of demonstrating that the power of this is network marketing. It's not about me going out and knowing 300 people in the room. It's about knowing a few who know a few who know a few. Our next speakers will explain a little bit more about what it is we actually do and how we got to this level. So I'm going to introduce the lovely area managers, Peter and Alison Hutchinson.
Well, welcome everybody. I'm Alison Hutchinson and I'm an area manager within Arbon, and this is my husband Peter. We work together, so we're what's called a business entity in Arbon. We're part of the same business. And I'm just going to explain a little bit about me, and I'm going to take you through perhaps 10-15 minutes when we talk about business and how we got into the business and what it really means to us. So I'm Alison. I've been a garden and an interior designer for over 10 years. And I absolutely love it because I love the creativity that it gives me. But I realised it was really dependent on the economy. And when things are up in the economy, my clients are really busy. And when things aren't, I'm less busy. So I'm actually at the vagaries of what the economy is doing. And I realised that wasn't just a very safe place to be. And that I needed a better plan. And then I discovered Arbon. And Arbon for me, not knowing anything about network marketing, was absolutely one of those things I was never, ever going to do. I really thought network marketing was like direct sales. It was ding dong, someone's calling, and I had to go out and sort of strut lipstick and stuff. And I really didn't know anything about it. And I just wasn't educated. I knew nothing about network marketing and actually what a fantastic business model it is and how it can change people's lives. And it wasn't until I really looked into it and I discovered that I really realised actually how powerful it was. So I'm just going to let Peter explain why he got into it.
You told me to. No, seriously, it wasn't like that. I used to be a supply chain director for a fairly large company in the UK, and I was also a supply chain consultant. And it was something I'd done for 20 years, and really, I did love it, absolutely loved it. But then I fell out of love with corporate life when I realised that quite a lot of the people I was dealing with were more interested in their personal goals than they were the corporate goals. And I, in fact, just didn't cut it for me at all. So I tried a few other things, and that didn't really work. And so for me, retirement beckoned. But then I realised that the pension pot, which was pretty substantial that had built up, was never really going to be enough to get us through to what we wanted to do, because we've got a young family as well, the things we wanted to do. So something else had to come along. And then, really through Alison, I discovered Arbon, and just not for me. Network marketing, supply chain director doing network marketing, come on. But then I got over myself and realised that actually it's a phenomenal business. I did a lot of research into the business, saw how Alison was having tremendous fun, and I thought, I want to have part of that. So I got involved with it, got my desires for business again, got the mojo back, and now we could see that financial freedom is not that far away. So that's why I got into business.
I did tell him. I did give him the Net Men's product, and he said, I'm not trying that. And then he literally came down the stairs on day one and went, oh, feel my skin. You must be using that. So I really just want to welcome you all and say thank you so much for coming and supporting both Zoe, but if another consultant has invited you here tonight, for coming and supporting them in their business. So just to say thank you, I just want to give a round of applause to all the guests in the room. So can you stand up if you're a guest? So I think what we're going to do is surprise you with some of the things we tell you tonight. But let's just see who is in the room. So if you're a consultant in the room, can you stand up? So before you get to district manager, if you're already a consultant. And then the first level of management within Arbon, and there's only 4 levels, anybody can reach the top, is district manager. So if you're a district manager, will you stand up? And then the next level is area manager. So if you're an area manager, will you stand up? And at this level, this is really important because at this level, Arbon gives you at every level. But at the level of area manager, the money that you're earning is willable. So should anything happen to you unforeseen, then the money that you are taking as an income goes down to your family. And that goes through generations. So your family will still have that income even though you're not there. And I don't know any corporate jobs that do that. So absolutely amazing. And then we've got a few regional vice presidents in the room. You stand up. And for us here, our national vice president is back in the States and she couldn't be with us tonight. But we like to say in Arbon that a national vice president, when you're at the top of this business, is really no different to being an independent consultant. You're still a consultant with Arbon. You've just been here that little bit longer. So if you aspire to be a national vice president, please stand up. So why did I get into Arbon? Well, I looked around the room and you've seen people at every level operating in this business. We've got everybody right through from consultants. There's probably somebody who's only been in this business a couple of days, all the way through to regions that have been in this business for years. And I looked at the people doing the business. And there were teachers, there were doctors, there were lawyers, there were stay-at-home mums, there were mums with big families, there were financial advisors, there were estate agents. Anybody can do this business. All it does is take a mindset, a decision that you make today, tomorrow, to actually say, yes, I want to go on this path. And what really was important for me was I realised I could fit it into the gaps in my life. So I'd already got a busy life. You know, who's not got a busy life? But I could fit it in around that. And I could do it part-time or I could do it full-time. And I could make it work for me. And I could get myself to the level I wanted to be at. And then I could keep myself there. It was entirely down to me. There was nobody else telling me what I could and couldn't do. So for those pockets of time for me, fitting it in was really important.
So let me tell you a little bit about Arbon and the Arbon story, which is actually quite tremendous. When I first started looking at the business, so having been in corporate life for a while, I wanted to know quite a bit about the business, and I wanted to know who were the brains behind this development. And it starts back in 1975 with a guy called Petter Mork back in Lillehammer in Norway. And he was way, way ahead of his time. He was into botanical, pure, safe, beneficial products when no one else was. It wasn't fashionable at that time. It wasn't profitable. So he was, if you wait, there's a bandwagon now where a lot of people are trying to get on it. He started this rolling way back before it was even thought of by many people. So well ahead of his time. So, and he also believed in creating an income for people that was sustainable over a long period of time. So not going through the major multiples where shareholders take it and profit goes along the way. He thought that people deserve this. And his particular focus at that time, I must say, was women who, to give them an income themselves for life. That's what he wanted to do. So he moved to Switzerland, to Arbonne, developed the product in the Swiss-based environment. And if anyone knows anything about Swiss regulations, they are so strict. There's not a lot you can get through the Swiss in terms of that it's not efficacy in any way. So efficacious anyway. So he moved to Switzerland and then moved to the States, where they started producing and distributing from the States. So we're now 35 years old as a business. So it's essentially for people like us to find a way to lead an incredible lifestyle that you otherwise wouldn't get from a day job where you trade time for money. So he had a vision for the future, which is unbelievable, ahead of his time. And the products are too. Not only have we got products that are, as it says here, with a vegan certified, they're clinically proven, because we work with the Mayo Clinic in the States, never test on animals, Swiss heritage, an awful lot that's going for them in terms of what they've got in. But just as important, and probably more important, is what they haven't got in. All the nasties that you can associate with problems that people get with their skin, like mineral oil and so on, we don't have any of that. No gluten, there's no parabens, nothing in them. So, you know, these are beautiful, pure, safe, beneficial products. So for me, with my consumer products background, all of these boxes were ticked when I did all the research. And of course, I won't ask you to put up your hands if you've showered today, because that might embarrass one or two people, but most do. Shower, wash the hair, gents have a shave, a wet shave, which is what I was instructed to do. And I realised, again, having spent more years than I care to remember in consumable products, I realised that this business relied on people coming back every day, using these products every day. And this is what we do with skincare, nutrition, makeup, only on a Friday, bath and body, and hair care. So we all do all of this. So as I have often said, if you've got skin, hair, and a stomach, we've got something for you. And that again ticked another box as far as I was concerned. And then the icing on the cake was, being a supply chain guy, I knew where all the costs were. And I spent many, many years working with major retailers, trying to take out costs out of the supply chain so we could pass the benefit on to the consumers. Here, Arbonne have got it in one. They took it from manufacturer to consumer by the independent consultants, put some of the money into product development so you get better products. Money goes to the consultants who do all the marketing and the selling for them, and then bring the price point down so it becomes affordable, quality products, and at affordable level delivered straight to your door. That was absolute magic as far as I was concerned. And it should be as far as everyone is concerned, because it is the 21st century business model that we should all be following.
So I thought about this and I thought, you know, is this something I want to do? But more importantly, is it something I can afford not to do? Because for me, it really was the model of the 21st century. So Arbonne's a 35-year-old company, but it hadn't yet gone global. We're only just starting to globalise. So we're in the UK, the US, Australia, Canada. Last year we launched into Poland, and next year we launch into Taiwan, which is fantastic for us because every